As the title of this video is saying, I tested what many TikTok comments would call the new Pinterest. As a fellow artist, I'm constantly uncertain where to feel safe. Posting my drawings, finding new apps and online spaces that are good and safe is both scary and tiring. I've heard of Cosmos from TikTok comments talking about it as the new Pinterest, or at least similar, so I wanted to test it out. What is Cosmos? So Cosmos is an app where you can find inspiration for your art, fashion, room, and anything else. You can search for people or specific things, you can save the image on your computer or phone, but you can also save it in folders connected to your account. So it's basically Pinterest, right? First impression. It asks you what you're interested in, giving you a broad option from typography, words, art, fashion, and loads more. The discover page is similar to any other, where you have the option to doom scroll. In the beginning it's a very boring selection, but that's typical when you're just starting out. Let the algorithm figure you out first. Let it find out everything about you. So it's not anything negative, just good to keep in mind. It does, however, do a good job from what I've seen, linking the photos to the original source. It also has filter settings on the browser that can blur or hide completely either AI images or not safe for work images, or both. The Pinterest issue. So why the need to replace Pinterest? Well, after the AI art started popping up, it has made it harder to find images of real humans and art on the site. You get notifications about breaking the TOS because you saved an innocent image of a cute couple or anything a normal human would deem as innocent, but Pinterest sees it as porn, suicide, or underage sexual stuff. I feel I constantly get notifications from Pinterest about breaking the TOS for saving this or that. Sometimes it's a fair enough call, but other times you wonder whether it's a human doing this or a robot. There are people who mention that Pinterest uses AI to remove images that break TOS, which I feel makes sense. It doesn't help that Pinterest makes it seem like you're the evil one for saving the pin when you aren't the one posting it on the site. I read comments and seen videos on TikTok talking about how they lost their account with many years of saved images because they broke the TOS. While trying to find articles talking about this, I did stumble through some articles talking about Pinterest actually fighting against the AI slop that is flooding the page. If that is true, then that's good at least, so I'll link it down in the description so you can read it for yourself. All these problems with Pinterest makes it an act of desperation to find a replacement, because you're scared losing your account or you already lost your account, so you get to Cosmos. So how is Cosmos? The mobile experience. I started off using the mobile version of Cosmos, so that's what I'm gonna talk about now. I didn't like the discover page suggestions since it was a lot of boring stuff as usual when you're new to an app. I then used the search function to try and force the app to understand what I were looking for. I searched something as simple as summer, since that's fitting. It didn't load the page. I don't know if the app just didn't know what to give me, but it made it harder to force the algorithm to give me what I wanted when it doesn't even load the search. Once I went to the computer and did the same, everything was normal. I went back to the phone soon after and it wasn't even an issue anymore. A week later I went out for a walk, wanted to find some inspiration to draw traditionally from Cosmos. It wasn't loading yet again. I went back to Pinterest in seconds and it took zero time to load something, so yet another problem. The browser experience. Once I was on the browser, it suggested a tutorial for the app. It told me a lot more interesting and cool stuff, like how they have a browser extension that can help you add images from, example, Pinterest, Instagram, and link it to your cluster, which is the name of folders on this app. I didn't find it on my Firefox extension page, but I found it on Chrome, so if you're a Chrome user, then it might be something worth checking out. As I mentioned earlier and just wanna say again, it has filters that you can only edit on computer, but it makes you decide if you wanna see AI images, explicit content, or you can decide whether you wanna filter it by blurring it or hide it completely, or if you wanna see it. It's all up to you. So to conclude, is Cosmos a replacement of Pinterest? I would see it more as a second option for now. I will try and link my pins to my Cosmos account so I have a safety net in case I lose my account like others have. Pinterest can be tiring to use because of all the AI slop and removing of images because of false flags, but it still has a lot of images I've saved since 2020, so it's hard to just let it go. And as those articles mention, they are trying to fix this issue. I would suggest trying out for yourself, figuring out if it is a solution to use Cosmos instead. Maybe use it beside Pinterest. Try out the Chrome extension if you use Chrome, and link images that you like to help Cosmos work for you. It's always smart to try out some new app or website. It's sad that it feels like artists are being looked even more down upon. With AI taking more space, it's sickening. So I hope I helped shed some light on this app and that you found this video helpful. I will be making videos later talking about my OCs, but until then, have a nice day and bye!